Hi YouTube, it's me. I'm back. It's Jennifer Fortune. I hope y'all can hear me. I was just sunbathing for a little bit. It's really hot. I got a little overheated. I hope y'all can hear me because I got a little shaky. I got a little too hot. So I had to get some water and I got me a banana. Let's see. Okay, I got plenty of time. Um, so it was really nice outside today. So I wanted to come out and just get some sun for a minute. Um, so, hi YouTube, it's me. My name is Jennifer Fortune, and I made my channel about almost a year ago when my narcissist just would not leave me alone. He would not stop. I had two of them. The one that's in jail is a psychopath. Um, the other one, yeah. Mm, hmm. All I can say is I'm here because I'm over the amuse. I'm over the games. I'm over the mind games that a narcissist loves to play with you to control your life. I'm just over it. So the last couple of videos we talked about, or I talked about, everything I speak about is my experience, my life experience with a narcissist. And I used to always say never. I never say never anymore. Everything I said I would never do on the bad side, I did. And I don't know that person. I lost myself in a narcissistic relationship. I didn't know anything about myself. I was under control of a narcissist. Everything, my happiness was controlled by him. My life was controlled by him. How I could take care of my kids was what he said, when he wanted. Um, and I didn't know how bad it was until I looked at my kids one day and I saw them going down that same path that when I was a kid, I said, when I grow up, I'm going to be the best mom and I'm never going to let them go down that same path. So when I woke up and stood up to the narcissist, I thought I was punished before. This was the last straw, and it was the ultimate punishment that a narcissist can do. Because you got to remember, a narcissist is here for control. They don't know what love is. They think they know what love is. They don't have any empathy for anybody but themselves. You can keep trying to chase that high from a narcissist that you're never going to get in the beginning because it was all a show. And then when they have you where they want you, they condition your brain to bow down to them. And do not ask questions. Don't ask me where I'm going. Don't ask me why I'm stealing from you. Don't ask me why I'm cheating on you. You're just going to sit there and you're going to take it. So we're going to go all the way back to pretty much the beginning, to where when a narcissist isolates you. A narcissist isolates you away from friends, family. You're lucky if you're allowed to go to work. I went to work because he wanted my money, and I did not know that at the time, because I've always been used to people just, you got it, you owe it to me. I don't care that you worked for it. You make it look easy. It's easy going to work. Okay, then you go to work. You go to work. You get your money, if that's how you want it to be. But after a narcissist got away with the love bombing, and it's the highest high that you could feel on this earth, because love is the most powerful thing that there is. If you have true love for somebody, you can conquer, and I mean conquer, anything. When you are in love with somebody, you are fearless. You will do anything to make them happy. You will do anything to satisfy them. But then you want the same in return, right? Well, after a narcissist love bombs you, if he knows that he love bombed you, you don't know. You think it's real love. You think you're in paradise. You feel so nostalgic. You feel so good. You feel like you're queen bee around this person, because that's how they make you feel at first. And then once they have you where they want you, after the love bombing stage, oh yeah, it's the one now. The moment a narcissist can and will Like when everybody tried to warn me about my narcissist, but they never said why, and I got really defensive and I got really mad because some people were genuinely worried about me. Some people saw how happy I was, and some people do not want anybody happy because misery loves company. Yeah, misery loves company. So when I got so mad at everybody for being all in my business, disrespecting me, acting like they had to know everything about everything, that's when me and my narcissist moved on our own. We moved into a hotel um, right before we moved into a trailer, and then a year later we had our own real nice house, 3 bedroom, 2 full bath, a living room, a kitchen, a dining room. Yeah. But I paid for all of it. But when me and my narcissist first got alone to the isolation period, I had no idea what was going on. I knew it was like, I knew his demeanor changed. And it was like every time I would catch him slipping, like, why are you being a jerk? Like, he would snap back up, like, everything's fine, everything's fine. Um, I remember when me and him got alone, it was just me and him, and we were in the hotel, and we got away from everybody. Um, when they isolate you, when you get alone, they want you all to themselves. They want you literally all to themselves. You're not allowed to give nobody else attention. You're not allowed to give anybody else love. You're not allowed to praise anybody else and say, good job. Hey, yeah, we should hang out. It's you and the narcissist only. Only. They have to have complete and utter control over your life. It's very slow. You don't just notice it out of nowhere. I didn't even know what was going on. Like when me and my narcissist isolated, and after me and my mom got in an argument, I called her up and I was telling her about how my first ex would not leave me alone. And I was like, Mom, I'm sorry we got in an argument. And while I was on the phone talking to my mom, like trying to make up with her and apologize, and it was like he had attitude the whole time I was on the phone. And this is where it all started. He was so mad. He did not want me talking to my family. He did not want me hanging out with my family. He didn't want me going out with anybody but him. But when I was on the phone with my mom, he would get attitude, and I would look at him like, what's the matter? What's the matter? And he would just look at me like, why are you talking to her? And I was like, what's the problem? What's wrong with you? I said, I can't talk to my mom. I said, I don't tell you who you can talk to. I said, you talk to your parents every day, all day on the phone. And he got really mad, and then I got defensive, like, what's wrong with you? And then he tried to tell me that my family was bad, and they were bad people, and this and that. I mean, he was right to an extent, but he wasn't doing it because he loved me. He was doing it because he didn't want me talking to anybody. He had me where he wanted me then. Now he had me where he wanted me. He wanted me isolated. He didn't want me talking to nobody on the phone. He didn't want me going anywhere. He wanted, his beliefs was his beliefs, and there was no other belief outside of his mindset. And I didn't know this at the time, but that was the way he was raised from his parents, and then his parents' parents, and then his parents' parents, his great-grandparents. And I didn't know any of this. I didn't know what was going on at the time. I didn't know anything. So when they have you in isolation, this goes like with the love bomb, but a narcissist is nothing but a manipulator, a user. They want you not because they love you, but because you really are their property. When they say jump, you better say how high. When they want SEX from you, anytime, anywhere, you have to give it to them. When they want something, you better buy it for them, or they're going to throw a big temper tantrum. And if you tell them no, you're going to get punished. And then when you get punished, they're still going to take it from you. And when I say they punish you, they will leave for hours and make them think that, he used to always make me think that he was cheating on me in the beginning. In the beginning, I don't think he was, but he was always shady. And when he would disappear and not answer his phone, and I didn't know where in the world he was playing a mind game with me. And I would start crying. I was like, I'm worried about you. I would call and call and call. Where are you? What are you doing? And that was his way of showing me, I'm in control. I have the power. I don't care that you're paying for everything. I don't care that I say I love you. When I want something from you and you don't give it to me, this is how I'm going to punish you. So if you don't want me doing that again, you better not ever tell me no. The nerve of these people. And this was the very beginning. And I would get confused, and then I would get mad, and he would come back. And you know, as a normal person, you want answers. Where were you? Where'd you go? What is your problem? Um, and then I would get mad, and he would just be like, you're taking this way out of context. He would always say, you are very dramatic. And I would be like, I would say, and then this is where the little arguments would start. And then I would like try to calm down. I would say, hey, look, just because I said no, I don't even remember. It was the smallest things. Um, he would get mad. And that's one of the ways he would punish me. And he would literally, down the line, but this is kind of another story, he would text girls and say they were beautiful to get under my skin, to make me react. Oh, that was a couple years down the line when he started doing that. Like, as the cycle goes on, the makeup, breakup, discard, and it gets worse and worse each time. And remember, I was going through this for almost 10 years, almost a decade. It was going on 9 years when I finally said enough was enough. They isolate you. They don't want you talking to nobody. And when you don't do what they want, they punish you. And there's more punishments to come. But they isolate you to study you, to act like they love you. They're going to hug you and kiss you. And after a while, you will never get a hug. After the first year, I never got a hug. I never got a kiss. I never got a I love you. He would make me chase after the love. Narcissist, it's not that easy that you're like, oh, you're stupid, how did you not know? You don't know. Because the first year it was paradise. It was perfect. It was literally heaven on earth, other than me paying for everything and doing everything. It was all emotional manipulation. And he would isolate me, to talk to me, to know my fears, to know what I liked, what I didn't like. And then when he would get mad at me, he would use all of that against me, knowing that was my fears, knowing that was what I did not like. Knowing that would hurt my feelings. Anything I would say to him that I loved, he would try to destroy it when I would get punished. Anything he knew I feared, he would use it against me when I would get punished. But they isolate you for another reason. They isolate you because they don't want you to know what they're doing on the outside. Like, everybody tried to warn me, and I got so mad. I got mad at everybody. How dare all y'all? But they were right. But they never said why. Because some really were jealous. Some really were looking out. Some were just hearsay. Some knew some things but didn't tell me, but I could tell by the way they was acting, like, I don't think she knows that he's doing this or he's doing that. I had no idea. Because to me and everybody else that knew that family, everything was fine. But behind closed doors, oh my God. So, and then when he would punish me during isolation, so they punish you. Like, when he would punish me during isolation, I would be devastated. I would be heartbroken. But then once he knew, like, once they know that you're about to leave into your own thing, or you might break up with them, then they snap back to the person that you fell in love with. Then they put on that persona. But he just showed me who he really was. But then once they put that persona back on, they know what you like now, remember? So then he would make me laugh, and I would be like, I'm still mad at you. Like, I can't believe you took off. I can't believe you messaged that girl. I can't believe you went behind my back. I can't believe. And then he would be like, look, It's not that big of a deal. You're being dramatic. I don't know why you calling me shady and this and that. I'm grown. I can do what I want. I said, I know you're grown. You can do what you want. I said, but you would never catch me doing any of those things to you. And then me saying all this stuff to him, that was the reaction he wanted. It's like you're constantly around this point chasing their love now. Now at this point, his mask is off for me. But in isolation, I was really confused. I was like, what is going on? And then isolation, when we were living together in the hotel, he would take my car and then leave. And he would never come home until like 10 o'clock at night, every single night. And that was another red flag, but he told me he was working. I don't know what in the world he was doing, but every night, and then this went on for years after that too. Like almost the whole time I knew him, 10 o'clock at night was the time around when he would come home. But isolation, yeah. And then I think at one point we only had one phone and we was living in the hotel, so he would take my phone and then I would use the hotel phone. And he had my car. And I remember one time it was snowing outside and I was worried about him and it was really bad. And he said it's snowing outside, so he had to go to work and shovel snow somewhere. And something in my gut was like, he's lying to me. But I didn't have any proof. But it kept bothering me. I was like, no, he's not where he say he is. And then I would call him sometimes. He's like, look, I can't answer my phone. And I'm like, well, you can at least text me. Like, you're outside free roaming around. You have your phone on you, my phone. I give you my phone so I can check on you. I don't like my spouse being out late at night in bad weather. I can't sleep because I'm thinking about you. Like, please text me back. What are you doing? And well, this is why I got a second cell phone, because I couldn't text him on the hotel. But I would call him and he wouldn't answer, and I would leave voicemails, and then I would get really upset and something in me just didn't set right with me. And then he would come back and be like, everything's good, everything's fine. I was just working. Yeah, I got sent home early when he told me he was supposed to work until the morning, but he was gone like 3-4 hours around this time. I don't know. It was always weird. Something wasn't always right. But in isolation, if you're allowed to go, if the narcissist allows you to go to work, because most of the time they don't want you to work, but he wanted my money, so I went to work. He would drop me off at work and then drop me back off, and then he would take my car and my phone and leave, and I would be isolated. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, where is he? What is he doing? I can't contact him. I don't have no way to go. That's the point. They don't want you going out looking for them. They don't want you calling them all the time, but when they call you, you better answer that phone, or there's going to be double hockey sticks to pay. I'm so serious, y'all. And another thing, when I was in isolation that I didn't know, because he had my phone, he would text other people on my phone acting as me, asking to borrow money. And I never knew nothing about this. And then he would delete the messages, and then he would give me my phone, and my phone would go back to normal. Like, whatever he did on there, everything got erased, besides when he would call me, or maybe his parents. And then I never knew he was texting people acting like me, and and he did that to make me look bad too, so other people wouldn't talk to me. And then he would text like he was me, saying, hey, I'm gonna get my boyfriend to come pick up for me, Jennifer, whatever money, acting like me, like, hey, how you doing? Hey sister, hey cousin, hey worky place. I don't know, it's me, Jennifer, but I'm gonna get my ex to come pick it up. And I never knew that until years down the road when somebody was asking for their money, and I was like, I'm giving him money, like hundreds of dollars a week. Like, why is he asking for more money for people? And then doing it behind my back really made me mad, and it made me look bad. And this is when people started looking at me funny, and then I would defend him like, oh yeah, I knew about it. And I had no idea. I was shocked. I was appalled. I didn't know what was going on. And then I would confront him, and it was just like, oh, it's nothing. No, it is something, because I have to pay that money back. While I was in isolation, I had no ideas what he was doing out there in my car, what he was doing on my phone. One time he borrowed my car, and hair dye was in there, like a box of hair dye, never opened. It was like he bought it, or he was with the girl and she bought it, and then I didn't say nothing. And this is around the time he told me he's supposed to be at work. And this was very early on in the relationship. And then the next day, I didn't say nothing. So I waited till the next day. I was like, I'm gonna see if it's in there the next day. And I don't know how I kept my mouth shut, because I never keep my mouth shut. The next day it was gone. And I was just thinking, like, where did he go? Because I questioned him about everywhere he went today and the day before. And he said he was at work. And then I was like, I was like, you didn't go anywhere? He was like, no. And I said, I saw the hair dye box in my car. What are you talking about? Are you crazy? What's your problem? Chill out. Stop being dramatic. You're delusional. There was no hair dye box in my car. It was in a CVS bag. It was never opened. And it was like honey blonde. So like kind of like this color right here on my eyebrows, kind of, because my hair is blonde. I dyed my hair blonde. And yeah, I was like, who are you talking to? And then he denied it, and I was livid. I said, you better tell me whose it is. And then he said it was his best friend's sister, which that was their hair color. And when you're in isolation with a narcissist, you don't know what they're doing. They're calling people on your phone behind your back and then deleting it on your phone and acting like you, driving around in your car, asking people for money, taking your money, not letting you go anywhere. And then when you talk to people, they get mad at you when you're only trying to talk to your family. This is what they're doing in isolation. They're conditioning you to let them do whatever they want, and you got to deal with it, and you got to stay. Because when you call them out, they're going to get mad, and they're going to punish you. And then once they punish you, and then you're like, I don't deserve this, I'm leaving, then they come back with the love bombing again, and then everything is fine again. And this is what went on for about 6 months in isolation. That was only 6 months. In each cycle, it gets worse and worse and worse, because they're playing on your mental, they're breaking you down, they're playing on your self-esteem. This is all what goes down during isolation. None of my family called me. They all was like, you don't want to hang out? I said, I do want to hang out. He must have been acting like me with them, and I did not know. And I was furious. I was mad. I did not know any of this until years later. And then during isolation, we were supposed to go to like the Shamrock Black Fest, or the Country Fest, or the Oyster Fest, or the fair, so much stuff. But whenever it came to a public place, if it wasn't just me and him alone, he would say, yeah, we can go. Every time he would build me up, and I'd be so excited. We're going to go to the fair. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then by the time came, oh, we're not going. Why aren't we going? I'm ready. I want to go. Like, what are you talking about? I'm ready. We planned for this. Like, I paid for this. He'd be like, we're not going, okay? And I would get mad, and I didn't understand. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere unless it was me and him. We weren't doing nothing. He would play on my emotions. Yeah, he would text people acting like me. Like, they want to isolate you because they're conditioning you to bow down to them, to do only what they want you to do, to give them what they want. I don't know how I had any money at this time. I mean, I was giving him money, but that was, his money problem was a big problem, because that was a lot of money, but it was a little bit. And over time, like, I don't know, and that was him barely hiding the evilness he was doing. And then he would sometimes come back with a gift and not say anything. Like, when he would disappear for hours or days, and then come back with flowers and go, and then just walk away. And then he got really cold. He was just cold-hearted. And I would say, nothing. Where were you? Where'd you go? No call. I was worried about you. Like, why are you so selfish? I was worried about you. And it was just mind games after mind games after mind games. So when you're in a narcissistic relationship and people warn you about them, and then little red flags were everywhere, and I dismissed all of them, and I kept letting him talk me out of it. I kept letting him love bomb me. I kept letting him degrade me. I kept letting him play on my mental. I kept giving him everything he wanted, because he's very materialistic. That's all narcissists are, is materialistic. They have to have the best looking man or woman. They have to be the best dressed, but you're doing it all for them. If you're a man, you're getting the woman's nails done, their hair done, you're buying clothes, you're giving them money. If you're the woman, you doing the same thing. They want the Jordans, they want the Nikes, they want their haircut, they want the $400 Ray-Ban sunglasses. Like, whew, I'm not a sugar mama. I just wanted to be a mama and just be a mom. But all your hopes and dreams, that's when they're gonna know what you want and they're gonna give it to you. But once you call them out for being out of line, they will punish you by studying you. Yeah. That was only 6 months of our relationship right there. And it got really stressful. I couldn't leave. Like, everywhere I would go, he had to say yes or no. And then he would call and text me the whole entire time I was gone. So I didn't know he was conditioning me. It's not as simple as it seems. Yeah, he might be texting you all day, every day, or she. But that's because they have to make sure that you're on their mind, making sure that you're not cheating on them like they're probably cheating on you all the time, because that's all they do. They're never fulfilled. Nothing is never good enough for them. They have to build you down to build them up. They have to break you down to build them up. They have to know everything about you, so when they want to make you cry, they can make you cry. They have to know all your friends. They're going to tell you can't hang out with anybody. It's just you and them. And they want all your attention, everything, all your love, every ounce, every bit of you goes to them. There is no you anymore. It's you are them. And they are them, but you are their property. But that was my experience with my narcissist and being isolated. And yeah. They isolate you to program you to be the doll. I don't know. Yeah. But what are y'all's thoughts on this? I really want y'all to, I really want to know, because I have people texting me all the time saying, oh my God, you're right. But they're embarrassed because they don't want the world to know. But that's okay. I was too. I was embarrassed too. I didn't want anybody to know. I'm just now talking about all of this. And yeah. So people text me and they're like, hey, that was you. You're right. You're spot on your YouTube stories, whatever. And I'm like, I know. I told you. I mastered the mind of a narcissist. Yo, I'm about to go on a walk. I eat my banana. We're going to throw this in the woods. The woods is way over there, so I don't think it made it. But I think I'm gonna go on a walk, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. But yeah, that's what they do to you during isolation. And thank you to all you subscribers, and thank you for watching. I hope y'all had a good weekend, because it's Sunday, fun day. But yeah, that's what happened to me during isolation. I didn't know what was going on. I did not see it at the time. And looking back, I was just like, oh my God, I was really suppressed. I was not allowed to be me. I was not allowed to laugh. When I would laugh, he would never laugh with me. It would just always be, that's not funny. You like stupid stuff. That's how they chip away at your self-esteem. You're not allowed to be you. If they don't like what you like, you can't like it either. That's just how it goes. But there was so much more. But when I start talking about more about narcissists, and as the, because there's phases. There's meeting, and then the love bombing, and then, God, what is it? Love bombing, isolation, degrading, and then they break up, and then they hoover you, because they're always watching. They're always watching. No, they really are. But God. But each time the cycle went on, because we would make up and break up, break up, make up, break up, break up, break up. It got worse every time he would come back. And then the story goes down the line. And I didn't know why he was that way, but we're going to get into that, why he was that way. But y'all have a good day, and I know y'all love my story time. But there's more to come, so y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all next time.